Hello and welcome to the Dominion Daily for December 6th, 2025. We have what should be a full random kingdom today, as it is Saturday. Sure looks that way anyway. And we've got Steward and Catapult and Forge for trashing. We've got a bunch of terminal draw, but no plus actions. Journeyman, Magnate, Swashbuckler, and Steward. You can kind of count Mission as being plus actions. It's a pretty expensive way to get an extra action, but could be relevant, maybe. Well, I'm sure it can be relevant in general, but in terms of specifically being a way to get extra action plays in, I don't know. But anyway, in terms of gains, Abundance is plus buy, but only conditional on gaining an action card, and then Lurker can gain action cards. But the only way to gain multiple green cards in a turn appears to be either to play multiple Abundances, buy an action card, and then buy multiple green cards, or to use Forge, which seems like a tough thing to do without the ability to increase your hand size first. Not to mention that there's the catapult attack. So this kingdom looks sad, is my overall take on the situation. Swashbuckler has some potential to counteract Catapult in the sense that if you play a Swashbuckler, you can get a coffer if you have stuff in your discard pile, and Catapult will put stuff in your discard pile. Nonetheless, I think the Catapult attack is strong enough that it's probably worth going for early. I mean, for one thing, it make it hard to hit 5 in the first place. But what are we trying to do here? I mean, getting a whole bunch of Abundances. It doesn't look amazing. Yeah, I mean, I guess you can set up for a big turn using Mission, potentially. Like, try to use it like a regular turn and a Mission turn to play a bunch of Abundances, and then try to have a big turn the next turn or something along those lines. I guess, maybe. Boy, this board is really sad. I mean, you can just play basically money. Cabin Boys can do some work there, right? I mean, they're sort of like peddlers. So in terms of the opening, it could just be like Catapult, Cabin Boy, Catapult, Abundance, Catapult, Silver. I guess there's probably not much reason to take Silver over Cabin Boy anyway. Abundance, I don't know. The problem is Abundance isn't going to be very good until you get multiple of them in play, and that's going to be hard to do. Like, I'm imagining, okay, I played an Abundance. You know, I buy a Cabin Boy, and then I get 3 coins, and then what do I do with that? Like, I think I'm just gonna go Catapult, Cabin Boy. The bot had 5 and bought a Cabin Boy? Interesting. Don't think Lurker is particularly good here either, but there's also the question of whether we should at some point play with a Steward in order to trash estates. I mean, we can trash the estates with Catapult, of course. And Mission can help with that. I think for now I'm just going to take another Cabin Boy. We want a Lurker. I don't think it's very good. I really don't. Like, without draw, and like, what are you gaining with Lurker? And I mean, not having any Lurkers does mean the bot just gets free reign to do whatever it wants with Lurker, but I'm struggling to see why I should care. The one thing I can see doing with it is you trash Cabin Boy to gain Cabin Boy, or Abundance, I suppose, and then you lurk it back. That's something, I guess, but I could also just take the coins, right? Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Okay, they did the thing. I don't know. Just okay. So we have three estates and a catapult down there. That's obnoxious. I mean, we are going to have the cabin coins. Do we want a 5? I think not really, not yet. But the bot did take a catapult? Okay. Well, that pushes Swashbuckler a bit. But we can also get that next turn. If we want. Oh. Yeah. We don't need... We don't need 6 coins here for not buying a gold. I think I'm just gonna attack again. Three. We could take that steward and plan to catapult it. Or we could just take a silver. Silver's fine, I guess. That last card is an estate. I mean, we do want to eventually trash those. Have I really only trashed 2 coppers? How the hell? I should like turn... I bottom deck my catapult at some point? I didn't, right? Just trashed turn 6 and shuffled. Oh, no. This is the 3rd shuffle. Okay, never mind. Yeah. Yeah, I want to attack. Keep clicking on these cabin boys. I'm just going to click on that again. Yeah. 3 coppers and a lurker to gain a lurker. That's Not especially impressive. I guess we'll play this. Do make some junk miss the shuffle. Do we go ahead and province? Hmm. Yeah, I think so. Trigger the shuffle. Yeah, that's fine. One more cabin boy. Ugh, we didn't get to the catapult. Do we take that swashbuckler now? I think so. We actually need to trash a state to hit province? Okay, I'll do that. Playing this swashbuckler does not seem good. Does playing this swashbuckler seem good? Yeah, probably. Get 4. Should we throw an abundance in the deck now? Probably. Going on a mission certainly doesn't do anything other than waste a whole bunch of money for next turn. Yeah, let's get an abundance. Well, unfortunately, now it's not very safe to take province. I guess we're going to take duchy. That'll just have to sit and play. The problem is I need another abundance in order to make that do much of anything. I don't know what to do about that, though. This is where it would be useful, potentially, to have, like, a lurker in the deck. Although one lurker... Well, actually, there's a lot of crap in the trash, so yeah. It'd also be useful for them to ever attack me when I have the swashbuckler in hand. Okay. Giving out the curse here... Pretty impactful. Let's do it. Alright, what we really need... And the swashbuckler doesn't do anything. What we really need right now is to be able to give out a curse and then buy the last province. I mean, we buy this duchy, they probably buy a duchy. I think we shouldn't play the Swashbuckler. This Swashbuckler hasn't done anything. Like, I can't believe that they... oh, shit. Okay, I guess the bot's approach of do random crap was... What? There's almost nothing left in this deck. Oh, I guess I didn't realize they had trashed their catapult. So that's why the Swashbuckler never went off. When did that happen? Apparently it happened a long time ago. Oh, it was... Thanks, log. I didn't see it. That's great. That's great. Did that happen before I got the Swashbuckler? Oh, I guess it didn't. But, like, come on. That's... That's actually just bad UX. I'm sorry, but that's just bad. Yeah, I mean, the forged province into province wouldn't have been a problem if I hadn't fallen behind on points. Why did I fall behind on points? That is the confusing part. I guess I did get 2 points out of Monument. Maybe I should have been buying Duchy there already? It seems unlikely. They forged into province, and at that point, we were pretty much even. Got a province, they got a province, I got a province, they got a gold. And then I had this bad turn. I guess the thing that I could have done... I was saying that having one abundance by itself was not useful. Actually, the thing I'm now realizing is it did enable me to hit province on 7 by buying Lurker and then province. Not that that ended up mattering, but... So then they forged into province. So this is the turn. They forged into province and bought a duchy. That just seems so unlikely, right, to be able to do. With no draw. And then, yeah, if they hadn't had the Cabin Boys already in play here, I just buy a province here and I probably win, but they happen to have... Although, as it turns out, they wouldn't have hit province here. So if I had provinced here... Because I played 3 Cabin Boys this turn. Yeah, if I had provinced... If I had provinced here, I would have won. But it's hard to look at this and be like, oh yeah, sure, let me just buy a province. I guess I didn't know like how little stuff the bot's deck had in it, though. It did have a second... Well, no, it had played a gold turn 15, so it couldn't have had 2 golds here. It could have still had a copper, I guess. Only had 3 Cabin Boys. Yeah, I think I did not realize how thoroughly the bot had trashed its deck and how low its capabilities were at this point. If I had, definitely would have been correct to the province. Huh. We're still managing to hit Duchy. Well, there it got in the state. And there it managed to find its 2 golds when it had 2 of its 3 Cabin Boys in play. Yeah, so even with that being said, like, I think the odds of this playing out the way it did were quite low. Like, this is such an unlikely draw with this deck. Like, basically ever pairing these golds is not likely. I mean, I guess, like, Forge Gold Estate would also be a thing, but I'm not convinced by this. Well, anyway, now we have a 5-2. Great. That's not really what I want. What do we do with this? We could go for the Swashbuckler thing. Go Swashbuckler, Lurker, and then... the problem is all the thinning is terminal, but... it's not like there's synergy between Swashbuckler and a single Lurker either. Man. I don't know. Pretty ugly. I don't think it's... No, I can see the argument for, like... take the Lurker, plan to get a Forge. I mean, the bot was doing some work with the Forge. I still think, you know, if I get a Forge, what'll happen is I'll just, you know, I'll never have good hands for it, but I at least think the argument for that is probably better than opening Swashbuckler Lurker. It could just be Swashbuckler nothing. Problem with that, like, there's no way you're activating the Swashbuckler off of that. Well, I guess if the specifically... No, not as first player. Yeah. Ugh. Man. What a sad board. I guess... I'm gonna try it anyway. Oh, for fuck's sake. That's just great. All right, I'm not even going to trigger the shuffle. I'm just going to take a Cabin Boy. Well, now we know we were going to draw the Cabin Boy dead. God damn it. Ay, ay, ay. All right, they have 2 catapults already? What? Guess we'll get the catapult. The fuck? Probably the most valuable thing to do here is activate the Swashbuckler. Wow, we could get a Forge. Maybe we just take a gold. I don't know. I can see the argument for Forge. We do still have like all of our estates and stuff. Yeah, fine. Figures. But at least we get to trash some estates. There we go. me a curse? Rude. I think I'm just gonna take another cabin boy. Rude. I don't really want to forge the cabin boys with the bot having the lurker. I guess I'll forge 2 coppers into a copper. Will I? The other thing we could do, we could go on a mission, but that doesn't accomplish anything. We could buy something. What would we buy? An abundance? Maybe? I think 1 copper is really unimpressive. Maybe I would rather have an abundance. We could province while trashing a curse. That seems like a reasonable thing to do. So we're gonna attack. Wondering about going on a mission to try to activate. No, that's Swashbuckler. Swashbuckler's not activating unless we get catapulted. So I guess I'll take 1 more abundance. They get catapulted, okay. Not another cabin boy, thank you. Okay. I think we buy nothing. You know what would be nice? Is to like activate the Swashbuckler 1 more time, get the treasure chest, and then forge it. But whatever. I think we just take our province. Now we have a 2nd abundance in play. We can actually get some value out of that. I would like to trash this curse. I'd also like to attack. Attacking is probably more important. This could be a time to go on a mission, I guess. See if we can get another catapult or forge play in. Or just load up a bunch of cabin boys, that works too. Is it in our interest to forge a province? I don't think so. It's a pretty sad draw overall. I would like to play this Cabin Boy, but I would also like to activate the Swashbuckler. I think that's more important. Fucking curse. God damn it! Okay. Can we use the abundances to win? We forge Swashbuckler into another 5 constant action, and then we just don't have any money is the problem. If we play the Swashbuckler, we might draw our gold. If we did, we'd still have the problem of, like, we need to buy a lurker at that point. And we need to hit province duchy, not just province estate. I mean, playing the Swashbuckler... Oh, you will get another coffer, though. Yeah, I mean, playing the Swashbuckler's got to be correct. So yeah, we play Lurker, we end up with or buy Lurker, we end up with 11 coins. That's not helping. I guess we gotta dip into the coffer reserve and buy a duchy. Oh, that's not good. Wait, maybe this is fine. Oh, we can just buy province. Okay, never mind. I saw the bot play all those cabin boys, and I was like, oh no, like they're gonna have so much money, but I didn't notice that all they bought was estate. Okay, well, it's still correct to buy lurker, and then province, duchy. Yeah, this board is just... Giving me 2 curses was super rude, but... you just have so little control. I don't know. It feels very... Like, I don't think... Like this, like you know what? Like I said, the forge. I mean, there were opportunities. I had opportunities to do like forge, like double cabin boy into province, and I guess we did forge a couple of estates into a cabin boy. But like the forge just wasn't able to do nearly as much as the bot's forge in the previous game, and I feel like that's just down to like distribution of cards, mostly. I mean, the bot is generally more aggressive with that sort of thing. But like I know like the bot, for instance, forged like its catapult at one point, for example. I don't think I ever saw forging catapult in the same hand outside of maybe like one time when I chose to activate Swashbuckler. Like, yeah, I just I don't know. I if there is some like clear way to play this board that is going to lead to a high success rate, I sure don't know what it is. Anyway, thanks for watching. Until next time.